I'm Jake. I'm the founder and CEO of Imiloa Institute. As many of you probably know, we started Imiloa, I say a decade because I never let the truth get in the way of a good story, but really it's 7 years. We started Imiloa 7 years ago, June 2018. It was just a big old experiment, you guys. I had never been to a retreat before I opened this place. And since then, we have signed over 450 retreat contracts and helped retreat leaders generate close to $50 million in retreat revenue. And that's being conservative. I actually added it up. I looked at all the revenue and all the numbers from the past 8 years because I got curious one night in bed when I couldn't sleep. $50 million in retreat revenue. Hello, hello, hello. Can be one of you. Okay. We created office hours as a space for retreat leaders aspiring and experienced to be able to get direct, grounded support on the things that actually grow a retreat business: sales, marketing, irresistible offers, cultivating the capacity for having a conversation that matters. If you think you're going to do a retreat and not have conversations that matter, you got another thing coming, you people, but we're here to help coach you through it. Pricing, scaling, profit, how to actually hold space on your retreat. I'll talk funnels all day. You get me going on funnels, I'll talk about funnels all day. Anyways, like I said, Eva Charlotte is in the chat and she's available to you as an incredible resource. Someone who has coached alongside Dr. Sherry Rosenthal, 15,000 retreat leaders to their purpose-driven, profitable paydays. Talk about a lot of P's. Purpose-driven, profitable. What'd I say? Purpose-driven, profitable paydays with retreats. So she's a great resource and we love tag teaming in office hours. If you don't want to come on and chat with me, chat with Shar in the chat. Your life will be better off because you did. Some office hours we do topics or guest speakers. Sometimes our marketing team is here. All of it is designed to deepen this community's experience of itself. This is about you experiencing yourself, and your retreat gets to be a reflection of that experience. I've never described it like that, Shar, but I like it. Okay. Speaking of wins, feel free to share some of your wins now in the chat. Could be you getting a landing page launch, selling your first ticket, renewing your contract. I just think it's important to celebrate wins. I start all my meetings, big and small, with wins. So what are some wins? Olivia, what's your win from this week? Shar, what's your win? Paola, what's your Sarah? I see Sarah in the chat. What's your win from this week? Every office hours, we're going to take live questions. Today's going to be no exception. We coach in real time. We offer playbook stories and mistakes so you can avoid them, God willing. Hello, or at least navigate them with a little more grace. Whether or not you're hosting it in Imiloa or considering it, or you just want to build a thriving retreat business with community by your side, you are more than welcomed here, okay? Collaboration is built into the fabric of this thing. So feel free to rename yourself with your email address. Say hey in the chat. You never know who's listening. If at any point you realize that you're actually ready to host a retreat with us, hello, like magic, there's Olivia Frassinelli from Lisbon, Portugal, a little bit outside of Lisbon. Liv, you and I have had a relationship for the past couple of years, and you're on Imiloa's enrollment team.
Yes, I am.
Introduce yourself to the people.
Hey, everybody. It's nice to see you all here. I've been with Imiloa now for almost 3 years, is it, Jake? I think the story from end to end, 3 years. Yeah. So I am the first step on the journey with us. Typically, I'll be your first call, first person you meet, and I have that first conversation with you. So answering questions, providing clarity, really to hold your hand and walk you through the door as you join us here at Imiloa. So if you're interested in hosting and taking that next step, you can reach me in the chat. We can find a time to book a call and take it from there. And my win this week is seeing Sharp here, because she signed with us last month in July. Alyssa Sharp.
Oh, Alyssa Sharp is here from the great state of Ohio.
I just love to see
the win, isn't she? And she's in the Wanderlust program with Eva and the coaches. That's
amazing.
Win. That's a very cheeky win, Olivia. I love that. My win is Susan Gladstein is here, who just signed her 4th contract with us, and she sold 10 goddamn retreat participants at the end of her last retreat 2 weeks ago, because she follows the process of enrolling her people at her retreat. And before you think that you need to be loud or obnoxious in order to do retreats, just talk to Susan Gladstein. I mean, it's like talking to a Xanax. I love it. I love you, Susan Gladstein, but she's calm as a cucumber. You don't have, Sarah, you should meet Susan Gladstein, actually. You guys would really connect. Former corporate Susan's a former army person. Anyways, you can tell we love our people. If you have not yet signed a contract with us and you would like to have a very casual conversation with Olivia, it's not casual with me. We get serious, come to me, but you can have a real nice conversation with Olivia. Put me in the chat and Liv will just give you some extra love today. Say I if you want to talk to Liv about anything. Put I in the chat. She'll focus on you, okay? Okay, Liv, that's it. That's all we got. I'm leaving you now. Goodbye.
Yeah.
All right, that's Olivia Frassinelli. Eva Charlotte, you're taking 22 people to Teotihuacan, Mexico, 22 retreat leaders on a hell of a journey at the end of September, little over a month at Teotihuacan. What are they going to discover about themselves if they come on your retreat, Char?
Well, the layers will be peeled off little by little, or ripped off in some cases, and it's a good thing. Sounds worse than it is. It's a place where the place itself, Teotihuacan, was actually built to bring you into the essence of what you really are. So anything that's in the way of you to fully step into the one you need to be to run your retreats more powerfully, she shows up and he shows up because Teo takes care of the rest. It's quite.
And Char, I know that you coach on Wanderlust and you felt that there was a gap between learning a course online, having the coaching, and actually getting the experience, right?
Exactly. It's one thing to learn something mentally, in a mental process. It's something completely different to have an embodied experience. So you take all your knowledge about retreats and it becomes a lived experience. And that's a much more powerful place to run retreats from.
Think of it like a mystery school in Mexico, guys. By the way, I got nothing to gain out of this if you people go. Like, people are like, why is he selling her retreat? I just think it's powerful to gather well. And Eva Charlotte gathers retreat leaders well. She does it every single year. She's been gathering well for 40 years, right, Char? Been gathering for a long time.
Yep.
All right, you spring chicken. I'll see you later, my Swedish dream. That's Eva Charlotte in the chat. I'm on one today. I haven't even had caffeine yet. Felicia Stanley. Hi, Felicia Stanley. Wait, are we supposed to be ready to sign if we say hi? Of course not, Felicia. But I would ask you, what the hell's coming up for you? What are you nervous about? You're nervous we're going to sell you on something? We won't, I promise. Olivia's very gentle. If you want to say hey to Liv, and you can get some more information on what it would be like to host here, okay? That's all very good. Our prices are simple. It's $399 per person per night. We have 2 campuses, and you can always book a call at joinimiloa.com or just talk to Liv. All right. Okay, everybody. We're going to go into the next stage here. I'm going to do a little teaching today. Mia, unfortunately, cannot be with us, even though she really masterminded this whole thing. She's pretty heads down building our new website, and we really value working in this way. So we talked about this for a long time because we know that there are a lot of you that are signing contracts either with us or elsewhere that think you have the people that you need to be able to bring on retreat. And likely, unfortunately, not as many of the people that you think are going to come. That's just the reality. So the question then becomes, for a lot of people, how do you fill a retreat if who you thought was going to come, they're not signing as fast? How do you actually create an effective launch strategy? If this is you, say I in the chat. Are you wanting to create an effective launch strategy? Elaine does. Elaine, you're in it. Nicole does. Nicole's in it. I love that. I love all these Imiloa hosts. Lulu Terevena, Shay Blanchet, Lois Cutter, Jennifer. Oh, look at all the lovely people. Aiko, we love Aiko. We love Aiko. So here's what's important. You have to think, before we talk about the launch strategy, there's a 4-part launch strategy that covers a 12-month period. Now, if you're like, well, excuse me, sir, but my retreat's in 3 months, it's okay. You can adapt it. But what we're saying is this is an 8 to 12-month strategy. And the way that we kind of created this is a lot of you asking us, and then Mia and Mia's colleagues, our marketing director, we looked at all the high ticket coaches that they've worked for, some pretty fancy people whose names you know. And we just looked at every single one of their launch strategies, and we found the consistent threads that were pulled between all of them. And that is now what we're putting forward to you people. Okay? So before we begin on the 4 different parts, the 4 levels of launch, as we like to call it, there are a few things that you need to be doing year-round. Now, some of you will probably have some resistance on this. That's okay. Notice the resistance if it comes up. We'll deal with it. We're going to open it up for Q&A. And if you're watching this after office hours, you can come to office hours every Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. We can talk about it, okay? If you only show up when you're in a launch mode, your audience will feel it. They'll feel like they're just a number. So you have to be doing things consistently year-round. So here are the things that you have to do year-round before we get into the 4 levels of launch, okay? Number 1, you need to have awareness ads on Meta, probably. Some of you are on LinkedIn, some of you are on YouTube. That's all good. TikTok. Primarily, I'm talking about Meta. This is about $150 a month that you should be spending on awareness ad. Jake, what's an awareness ad? It's taking your 1 to 2 best reels that most reflect what you're ultimately going to do for people in the retreat. And it's simply taking those reels, having an ads person that knows what they're doing. I wouldn't try to do it yourself. You can do whatever you want, but have an ads person and then simply run what's called a traffic campaign. So they are seeing the reels, going through to your profile, following you. This is not reels that are selling. They're simply introducing you. Okay. For example, Imiloa has a reel of me telling the story of why Imiloa started and how it started. It's been running every day for years. It's just the way people get acclimated with what it is we're up to. Okay. So that's $150 a month. And then you should be spending between $150 to $500 a month on ads to your freebie. It's your lead magnet. What is a lead magnet? A podcast, an ebook, an evergreen workshop. I don't care what it is, but make sure whatever it is, that it's the free version of what you're ultimately going to provide people on the retreat. Our lead magnets are 90-day retreat entrepreneur playbook. It's a checklist, basically. Okay. Paula, please make sure you continue letting people in the room as they're coming in. So it's a checklist. We have a podcast lead magnet. Jake, what do I do on the podcast? Talk to people who have experienced what you've created for them and use it as a way to objection handle. So our podcast, Imiloa Sessions, we run ads to it. Not a lot, but every episode deals with common objections that retreat hosts would have before they sell a retreat, before they buy a retreat with Imiloa. Whatever it is, you need $150 to $500 a month because you'll spend between $1 and $5 per lead. That'll get you, a couple of hundred leads a month. You should be able to convert 1 to 2% of those leads into your high ticket offer. This is not rocket science. Examples of lead magnets. Think of Ways to Grieve, or a meditation series. Whatever it is, just make it so that it's reverse engineering whatever your retreat's going to be. Get the through line. You have to train your audience to learn with you and to spend with you, and you have to teach to sell. So these are the 2 things that you just have to be doing. I mean, if you have a sales problem, you likely have a leads problem. And then we can tweak where the funnel is leaky, but that's not for this conversation. 3, weekly emails, non-negotiable. Write 52 emails. 1 goes out every week, even when you're not launching. Make them value and education driven and weave in the 6 human needs by Tony Robbins. Always have a call to action, even if it's soft, like book a call or grab a free guide. So this is just running for you 52 weeks a year. And then your social rhythm posting is 2 to 3 posts a week. When you're in launch mode, it's closer to 5. The other non-negotiable thing that you need to be doing year-round if you want to sell out these retreats and your programs is a middle of funnel teach to sell mechanism. Pick one thing that you want to do that can take the leads that have been cold and warm them up. You're experiencing our middle of funnel right now. Office hours is Imiloa's middle of funnel. You need to create this. You are not going to be able to sell your retreat based on a landing page and texting people. Stop it. Just stop trying to do that. We don't need more of that. If you resist marketing, what you resist persists. I resisted all this shit when I started Imiloa. That's why I did one-to-one sales, because I thought I'm better than a funnel. Not if I actually wanted to have the impact in the world. Are you tired of exerting yourself and not having the impact in the world like you know that you can? Do office hours, do a workshop, do something, group teaching where people can experience what you're doing, okay? And then the sixth thing that you should just be doing year round is podcast guesting. So there's services called podmatch.com, and I'm sure there's plenty of others now. Now I know it's a lot of noise in the podcast space, but you don't need a huge audience with every podcast that you do. Even if you have a few hundred people listening to that person because they're obsessed with the crazy person and, you know, their grandma's basement in Texas, used to be me, used to do my podcast from my grandma's basement in Maine. They're going to have a few hundred people that are obsessed with them, and they're going to respond to what it is, who they have on their show. So podmatch.com, book yourself on podcasts, not because you want to reach thousands of people. You may do that, but it will teach you what you're teaching to sell. If you have to be in a 30-minute interview with someone interviewing you about what you teach, you're going to have to get good at teaching it in a very succinct way, but it's also a long format. So that way you get to really have some space when you're talking. Always send listeners to your freebie. So when they say, how can I learn more information about you? imiloaplaybook.com. That way it goes right to grabbing their email address. Same with all the social posts. CTA, grab my freebie. So that's what you have to be doing year round. Now, here's what you actually do. We call it the 4-level launch throughout a 12-month period. There are 2 main launches and 2 mini launches. The primary launch is after you sign a contract. These launches should be 30 to 45 days. The first 5 days, and you'll see this when we send this out as a recap, it's the 5-day cash machine method. So you can use this method to be able to train your audience to buy with you. Day 1 is a teaser. You send an email that something's coming. Day 2 is the announcement. So this is when you reveal the retreat details, location, theme, who they get to become. Your primary call to action, this should be to book a one-on-one call. Day 3 is an email on objections, address the common fears and hesitations head on. Day 4 is FAQ. Day 5 is a personal invitation. Throughout all this, you likely have an early bird offer. Make sure you frame your early bird properly. And you have that 5 days, and then you use the next 2 to 4 weeks to be driving people into if they haven't bought yet, meaning they didn't book a discovery call because they're not yet obsessed with you, you want to use the next 2 to 4 weeks to drive people into a webinar, into a course, something that is live learning or deepening education, not a conversation. Not this, not office hours. You want office hours or some sort of interactive learning where people can ask you questions separate. You want to drive them into learning what it is you're about over the next 2 to 4 weeks. And then weeks 5 to 7, because usually 30 to 45 days is a good launch period. You want to structure a final push, reminder of bonuses. And the first launch should be easy because you're going to have the people that are obsessed with you in the first 5 days. And then you're going to have the stragglers over the next 5 or so weeks that are driven by the early bird calls to action. So that should be a 45-day launch after you sign the contract when you're ready. You literally replicate that 45 days before your retreat. Now remember, you have the date, you have the weekly emails going out, you have the social posts, you have all these new leads that are coming in constantly. But you've structured it so that 45 days after you sign your contract and 45 days before your retreat, you know that you're enrolling people. Can you write those 5 down, please? Nicole, we're going to send it in the follow-up tomorrow. Elaine, I've been on a lot of podcasts, but I've gotten burnt out on low-end podcasts. Do you think it's worth it? I did 30 podcasts from Podmatch. Took me about 20 hours of my time. I ended up with 2 retreat contracts. Now, I stopped doing it because I wanted a more highly leveraged use of my time, personally. My contracts are a lot more expensive than your retreat tickets, Elaine. I think it's a great way to get in front of people. I think it's a great way to get clear on what you're teaching to sell. And look, Susan Gladstein's doing podcasts. Elaine, you and Susan should both connect as well. Because you guys are, I don't know if Susan's a highly sensitive person, but I know she's very not a salesperson. Let's just say that. Susan Gladstein is not a salesperson, and yet she's selling out all her retreats. Okay, I'll say it again. Susan Gladstein is not a salesperson, but she's selling out all her retreats. So not to light a fire on Susan, but if you're having trouble selling your retreat and you feel like you're not a salesperson, y'all should be networking the shit out of Susan Gladstein right now. Okay, your 2 mini launches. Now, I know this is going to seem crazy, but this is what we found all the coaches do. And I know you're thinking, well, if everyone else does it, I don't want to do it. Okay, you can keep that story going, or you can actually get on the court and sell your retreat out. 2 mini launches, no matter when your retreat is during the year. The 45 days before New Year's, that brings you from Black Friday. I know, it's very capitalistic. I know, I got it. Brings you from Black Friday to New Year's Day. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you have another mini 45-day launch using the social content, the email prompts that we're going to email out to you, and you structure a really strong 45 days around that, around your offer, around who you get to become. New year, new you. We saw all these coaches, and this is why Mia just is totally underwater around November, because all these coaches know that people will buy between November and New Year's. And the second time for a mini launch, which again is just reverse engineering the same process that we're going to send to you, is the 45 days around May 1st for Mother's Day and Father's Day. Again, you have these pieces. For some reason, the data shows us that people are willing to buy around these times. They're willing to invest in themselves, in this case for coaching, because that's what we were talking to primarily, marketers of coaches. So structure another mini launch, 30 to 45 days. You should not be going hard all year, says the guy who sells 52 weeks a year with Olivia Fresinelli. We're not trying to do that. We just decided to double our capacity and open a new location, and we're soon going to announce a third. So we got to sell year round. You don't have to necessarily. All you have to do is have structured launch times. If you're stressed and triggered and have anxiety about selling out your retreat, it's likely you just haven't written down the plan. We're going to email you that plan. Okay. 20 podcasts on my media page. Elaine, I would ask you, have you created, when they ask you, how do they find out more about you? Do you give them a specific link that is podcast specific, Dr. Friend? Do you give them a specific link, elainepodcast.com? Yes, you need to do that, because then you can track how effective these podcasts are. Why did I keep doing 30 hours of podcasts? Because I saw that they were going to the page. I saw that I was getting hits, a few hundred. It wasn't huge. I got 2 contracts. I made $140,000 with 30 hours of my work. Because I didn't drive them to elainefriend.com, too general. Drive them to a URL that is specifically going to track. Why do we not send you to imiloainstitute.com when you want to book a shared vision, but we send you to joinimiloa.com? We want to know how many people from office hours are going to joinimiloa.com. Start tracking your shit. Okay, I'll start again. Need a podcast specific landing page. You just need to duplicate whatever your retreat page is. Or this is the other thing that I strongly suggest you people, especially if you're on podcast, don't sell your retreat. Sell your freebie. Make it an easy win for yourself. I would say copy your freebie page, Elaine, which probably has to do with highly sensitive people, and send the people to that to get their email address. Hope that's helpful for you. Ish says, how are early bird offers different than discounts? Is creating urgency of prices higher at a later date? Okay, so there are a couple of methods here. A lot of concert venues will do this, that the price goes up on this date. You can do that. You can structure it. So what I like about early bird and price goes up strategies is it dictates the messaging that you can bake into all of your values-based emails. I'll say that again. It's a great question, Ishni. when you have an early bird, and I know Sherry Rosenthal and I, and maybe Eva, we disagree on how to structure this, because I believe that you should structure early birds based on number of tickets left. I don't believe you should do it based on a date. A date is arbitrary. Nobody gives a shit about your date. What they care about is how many tickets are left and are they going to miss out. Do FOMO. So for example, if you have 3 early bird tickets and you sell one, you're 33% sold out of your early bird. That means the next email that you send your people, you're like, I just sold out of 33% of my early bird tickets. When you sell 2, if you have 3 to sell, you only have 1 left. It helps to dictate the messaging. If you then deploy a price goes up strategy, it's not a bad idea. I personally, we're kind of using it for 2027 because we're almost sold out for 26. And so we are saying prices are going to go up in 2027, obviously, but you get to lock your dates and rates for 2026 pricing. So that kind of works. It works a lot for concerts-ish and crew, where you can do price goes up on this date. Make sure it really goes up. You can't keep it down once you go up. Okay. All right. Alyssa Sharp likes to do a combo, 5 early bird tickets available until date or whichever one comes first. Okay. I mean, I don't have any thoughts on that one way or the other, Alyssa. You're pretty successful, so I'm sure that you know your people. Tracy Bowen Bell. Hey, Tracy Bowen Bell says, good concept. Well, a good day to you too, Tracy Bowen Bell. How far in advance do you start marketing your retreats? 8 to 12 months. Shar, you can obviously weigh in on that on the chat. You have a lot more experience, but this is a 12-month launch strategy. This gets you 1 Mother's Day, 1 Thanksgiving, 1 45-day period after you sign your contract, 1 45-day period before your retreat. Do 4 launches in a 12-month period. Have leads coming in year round. So you can't come to me and tell me my retreat's not selling and say, I don't have any leads. Yeah, I'm sorry, you can't do it. I can't give you leads for you, but if you have a sales issue, you have a leads issue, which means you got to get on the bandwagon somewhere. I don't care if you do a list build. We have a guy in Pakistan building us lists, whether you do LinkedIn, Facebook, but stop texting people, asking people to come to your retreat. It's not, I mean, you can do that for so long, but if you want to be an impactful person, you got to get off the text trend and start getting it together like this. Where do you find podcasts to be on? Yeah, podmatch.com is a good one. List build. What is the list build strategy? Olivia, do you want to come on and explain list build? I know you weren't expected to come on, but you know my favorite thing in the whole wide world. Olivia, why don't you tell people how many famous people you end up pulling from our list build to host at Imiloa? Give us an overview of what a list build is.
What a list build does. What a list build is, or what a list build does? Both? Both. So what a list build is a list of contacts that we have accumulated that fit our specific, what would you call it? Like a filter
of people. Yeah.
Yeah. A certain caliber of person.
Well, wait a minute. We don't judge people. We just say, let's find a list of retreat hosts hosting retreats of $3,000 or more in these countries, right? So caliber is, they have to be at a certain financial level. But then we get a list every week of all these people that are hosting retreats. And then guess what? Olivia goes in there. We call her Detective Olivia. And she goes and she says, hey, I just saw you were hosting retreats. And well, if you want to be more supported when you do that, we'd love to have a conversation. And then they have a link because we track, and they go in and they get information, and then they book a call with Liv, and then ta-da. And guess how much each list build costs me? $1.50 a lead. What else did we say, Liv? Liv's like, why am I on this camera right now? What list and the outcome? Yeah. So then what you have is we have like a list of 50,000 people. So if Liv gets bored and doesn't have 18 calls a week like she had this week, she can go into our list and go start researching who got on our list 3, 4, 5 years ago that we may want to go and razzle dazzle now. It just gives you people power. Go ahead, Liv.
So what I would say to that, though, if we're talking about selling your retreats, you would think of your ideal client, right? So you would develop a list of your ideal clients. You can source them from anywhere. I mean, Jake, what are you thinking in terms of like list building for clients to be a different?
So for Sarah, for example, if she's going for corporate women, who are
Yeah.
burnt out. She can go and have
LinkedIn.
she can go to LinkedIn. She can have her
Yeah.
list builder build a list of Fortune 1000 companies and then get managers, female managers at those companies and their names and email addresses, and then just start fucking emailing them. Sarah, look at that free advice for Sarah. If you're doing a BIPOC retreat for Black women in the US who are educators, for example, Dr. Jasmine Abrams from Yale hosts an educator retreat, primarily BIPOC, although she's open to others. You could just make a list of every university and then every educator at every university, and suddenly you're talking right to your people.
Yeah.
Good, Liv. Good shift there. Oh, she has another thing.
And make it,
and then
make it personal. So when you're doing outreach, make it personal.
Oh,
Show
yeah.
that you've done a bit of research. You know who they are. You know what they're interested in, what work they're doing. So it really speaks to them when they open that email. They're going to feel a resonance and a connection. So that's my advice as well, is make it personal.
Don't be spammy. Don't be spammy.
Don't be spammy.
Always email one-to-one. It's a legitimate email one-to-one. This is what it's. This is the only marketing tactic that we used in the first 2 years of Imiloa when we didn't have a budget, and it worked. All right, Liv. Thank you. Okay. Anybody want to come on for office hours? Hands up. We have another 30 minutes. We can talk about this or anything that's going on. Hands up sounds a bit aggressive. You can raise your digital hand if you want to come on and talk. And we'd be happy to talk to you. We can cover anything that's in your way, things that aren't in your way. Hey, Felicia Stanley.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen your name around, but have we properly had a conversation?
No, I just been stalking you a little bit, but no proper conversation.
Careful, when you say stalking, I get nervous because I've had people show up at the gate before. You're not stalking that kind of stuff.
Scary. No, I'm still at work in Buffalo, New York.
Okay, nice to meet you. Have you done a retreat yet?
True. I have not done a retreat yet.
Okay, what's stopping you?
Well, life kind of stopped me for just had like a lot of rapid life changes, but my husband brought me Sherry Rosenthal's Wanderlust program when we were engaged, but I got engaged and I got married and I had a baby. So I've been like kind of slowly picking away at it, but I kind of like recently dived on in and I'm getting right through all the modules, and I've just had mixed messaging about first time retreat holders being at Imiloa. So I kind of wanted some. At first I was like, when I first started looking at, so listen, I have like things like that say like all over like little sticky notes, I'm going to host my first retreat at Imiloa. Like that's my manifesting, right?
Oh, so, Felicia, can we just take a moment for that? That's so sweet of you.
I've been doing it for like a couple of years.
Why? What has spoken to you about what we got going on? I'm just curious.
So I don't even remember how I discovered Imiloa, and when I did, it was the same thing. My wedding venue. I went once and I was like, this is it. I didn't need to see any place else. I've learned to trust my intuition, and it speaks when it speaks, and I learned that's a gift that I have, and I'm going to listen.
Oh my God. You know how much fun it's going to be when you come on the fam trip, whenever that is? What a moment. Okay, so Imiloa has been on your Post-its for years.
Yes.
And what I'm hearing you say is that you're hearing different opinions on whether it's appropriate for first-time retreat hosts or not.
Yeah, I think when I first started looking, it was kind of being advised that it probably wasn't the best for your first time.
Who's advising that?
I think I was seeing it like on posts. I think it might have been you a couple of times who said it.
I have just because listen, you know why I do it though? Between you and I, Felicia, between old friends, I do it because I don't want tire kickers. I don't want obnoxious people. Do you understand? And I know you're not obnoxious. I'm saying it to you. But I say that it's not good for first timers sometimes, just to dissuade the people that would otherwise waste my time, because the real people who have had Post-it notes on their wall wanting to host here, they're going to break through and have the conversation with us, whether or not we say that they should or not, which is what we want.
Okay.
With desire. I can work with desire, and we can turn up the volume and do it and create a sellout success. But if people are just kind of futzing around, I said futzing, Felicia, I said futzing. We're not interested in people futzing around.
Yeah.
If you're in Wanderlust, you're first to raise your hand here while everyone else was taking a nap. You're clearly serious about what it is you're up to. I have a sense that you'd probably be successful. We just got to make sure. You ever go bowling as a kid? You have the bumpers for the bowling.
Yeah.
You got to make sure the bumpers are on your retreat so you don't go into debt doing this.
Right.
So you do it really smartly. why we say we're not great for first timers on a genuine note is because I don't need people going upside down with their first retreat here and then us having a reputation. So we make sure we got some bumpers on, that you got the coaching and the support, the vision, the 3 needs deep. I don't know. I think it might be time to make your dream a reality, Felicia. You tell me.
I think so too. I'm feeling ready. I'm feeling so motivated. I am like just doing things in a different way to make sure that like I get through my program. Trying to like work on things that I know that I have fears of.
What's your biggest fear?
What you just said, going upside down.
What happens when you go? What happens if you go upside down? Tell me. Shar and I want to hear this.
Just I don't know. I have a fear of debt. Like I just cleared my $120,000 in student loans thank God, through loan forgiveness, and I just have a fear of being in debt. It took me. I did a lot of work on like my money issues.
What's up with the fear with debt? Why is that? Congratulations on paying off 120,000, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm in a 12-step program for Debtors Anonymous, so I really understand what it means to like not want debt. I got. What's your fear of debt though? Let's say you were to do this retreat and it wouldn't work. What would that mean about you? What would you make it mean about you?
I don't even think so. Like I think like. So the thing that pops up is like, oh my God, I failed. I'm a failure. And I don't feel that.
Okay, pause. If you did fail and you were a failure, what's that mean about you?
I think it just means I have to try again. I don't think it speaks to me, to who I am. I don't think it means anything about me.
So what's the fear?
Specifically. Just I think maybe disappointing my family, the fear of the impact that it'll have on my household. I think it's more like those practical kind of fears.
The fear of disappointing your family.
And the negative financial impact it would have on my family.
You don't want to have a negative financial impact on your household, of course. Yeah. Yeah, that's why we need to do it really smartly.
Yeah.
And we might need to shift that definition of what failure really is. The real asset that people are learning when they build retreats is not the actual retreat or the money they take home. That's a byproduct. Real asset, Felicia, is the learnings that they get to apply to their next one and their next one and the next one.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I commend you for stepping up and saying, hey, I hope this was helpful. Was this helpful?
Definitely helpful? Yeah, definitely helpful.
Is there anything else that I can support you on that would help you feel complete today?
No, thank you. I just really wanted to, I don't know, maybe I think I need to hear that permission from you, like that it's something to looking forward to. It's something that I can try. It's something that I can do. I guess I won't say try, that is possible.
Are you a spiritual woman?
I am.
Can I give you a spiritual concept for a second?
Absolutely.
Hosting a retreat is a spiritual experience. We put a stake in the ground, i.e. a deposit and a contract, where something's at stake into a future that we don't know how to live into yet. And as we pursue it, our way of being starts to transform. So this is not a retreat today. This is a retreat or a declaration, whatever it is your theology is, of who you want to become. And then you get to go out front of everybody and go, coast is clear, guys. And then you invite people on your retreat. It's about who you get to become and who you invite others who are watching you and get to be transformed and inspired by this work.
Okay.
That's a holistic view of what a retreat is. It's not to be famous, make money, all this stuff. It's I was brave enough to get a stake in the ground, and then I can turn around and invite everyone else out there and I'm living into too. That's what makes this different than a hotel stay, a vacation, a girls' trip. It's about who you get to become.
Yeah. Okay, Jake.
God love you, Felicia. Did you book it?
It's not Sunday, but you preaching.
What?
I said it's not Sunday, but you preaching.
I'm preaching on a Wednesday. I always do. Have you booked in with Olivia? You got to book in some time with Olivia.
Yeah, we're chatting on the side. I'm definitely going to book in some time with her.
Okay, good. It's a pleasure to meet you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
What an honor.
Thank you.
You know, I was reminded, I'm coming to you next, Elaine, so you better put that video on because I don't talk to people without the video. I got to tell you, I was reminded recently at a fam trip of how special it is that hosting a retreat and an international retreat is the pinnacle of so many what people endeavor to do in the world. And then you hosted Imiloa Verde Sana, this one host says, and it's like the pinnacle of the pinnacle. And it's so nice to be with, in that case, our friend Felicia, who's just at the beginning. I love being able to have a beginner's mind. Okay, let's go with our friend Elaine. Beetle, she, her. Where?
Hi, yeah, I'm here, and please forgive me. I am a coach. I believe in having my camera on, but I am not feeling well today. So please forgive me. Please forgive me.
Okay, we're gonna just go to Ish and you can come back next week when you can get on video.
Thank you.
No worries. Feel better, okay?
Yeah. Can I just say this? I absolutely love what you're doing, and I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited about this.
Are you gonna host a retreat with us when you feel better?
Absolutely.
All right, well, come on video next week. I want to meet you. Okay?
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, now that's a great, by the way, I really like her. She has integrity. She doesn't have anything going on about the fact that I wouldn't talk to her. Have your boundaries when you talk to people. It's okay, you guys. You can ask people very respectfully to put their video on. She can't do it. It's fine. She'll come back next week. We'll have fun. Okay, I lost Ish, but I see Broadhurst. I see the red glasses. Can you get Ish back in here, Paula, or is she gone? Is Ish gone?
I'm here.
Okay, I don't see her. Now I do. Hi, Ish. How you doing?
Hello. Good. How are you, Jake?
Very good. How can I
Awesome.
help?
Well, thank you for all the wisdom. This makes a lot of sense, and I love the structure around it. My question is, so how do we shrink the timelines of the launch plan? I love what you said about the 5-day cash machine method. So what my proposal is, and I'd love
like
for
that,
it
huh?
to-
You like a 5-day cash machine-ish? Okay.
You know me. So what I'd love to do is just tell you what I'm thinking and tear it apart from there. So what we have is leads that we're building. So we have around 300 leads right now. First 2 weeks, we are iterating their pain points. So we're just saying, you're stuck in a boardroom, you're wearing these masks, like you're leading and you're burnt out. And we're just hitting the pain points that we will be covering in the retreat. And each of the emails have a CTA to book a retreat discovery call for 20 minutes. What I was thinking was after, if they book the call, then do the sequence of the 5-day cash machine method. What do you think?
I have many thoughts. For background, you're going after extremely successful C-suite
Correct.
folks, right?
Yes.
So my issue, and I'm just testing my own thinking because, yeah, is that Simran?
Yes.
Hey, Simran. That's a tough one because they're not going to necessarily opt into things. They may on LinkedIn. There's a method. What the hell is this thing called? It's a method called Roundtable. Have you heard of this?
Yes.
It's a very corporate thing. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was advised to use it. It wasn't interesting because I ended up with a bunch of stiffs, and I'm not good with stiffs. But it's very good for corporate C-suite. And I'm just coming up with this idea right now. I may consider, if I'm you, when's your retreat? When's the next one? Because I know
Right after Thanksgiving. So 29th November.
I would consider, so there's two things I would consider. I would consider standing up CEO roundtables or C-suite roundtables on topics that are most affecting these people that you can teach on. And I would suggest standing that up monthly. And you can list build directly into that and have a VA invite them right into it. We did this in early January. We emailed like 20 people, 5 signed up, 4 showed, 1 contract signed. I didn't like it, so I didn't continue it. I have that bounty. You guys are all hands-on. So I think doing a CEO roundtable for your corporate people is a good idea. Figure out where you're going to teach, make it different every month, incorporate community. You'd be surprised. I had CEOs showing up to this thing, and these people were busy, but the topic was compelling, and it was intimate, and there was only 10. Well, it ended up only being 4, 5 signed up or something like that. So, but again, I got 1 contract. So don't get nervous about the numbers. Just do the work. So CEO roundtable. For your thing in December, I would put together, okay, what I would do, honestly, I would map out I would do the last piece of the 4 levels of launch. I would do I would treat it as an actual launch.
Yep.
The challenge you're having is you're sending them an email and then inviting them right into a $5,000 offer. That's where I was struggling. I'm like, oh, they need something in between. CEO Roundtable could possibly do that. So I'd try to get one on the books September 15th and October 15th. Okay, this is what I would do. September 15th and October 15th. Are you in December or November?
End of November. So November 29 to December 5th.
My birthday. Perfect. Do September, October, and November 15th, CEO roundtables. That invites them into something that is non-salesy, because I know you guys are still working through your thing with enrollment. That way you can teach to sell in an environment that your right fit client will love, your corporate stuffy person who's looking desperately for relief, which you can provide. And then I would back November. Sorry, I'm thinking through this live. I would do a 45-day launch starting October 1st.
Okay.
And I would get as many fucking leads as you can between now and October 1st. I would get as many of those fucking leads. I'm playing for you people to win, okay? I would get as many of those leads to get into the September 15th and October 15th CEO Roundtable.
Yep.
So that they know, like, and trust you. I would roll out the 5 days cash machine starting October 1st. I would rewrite those emails for November 1st. So I would do a modified 45-day launch. And then I would make sure you have value-based emails set up. Both, you want to allocate a disproportionate amount of resources to this to make sure you're successful. But you have another one of these suckers next December, right? Another retreat.
Yeah.
So you also want to be playing the long game. The CEO Roundtable helps you build the long game, get more leads for this retreat and the next retreat, like really put in systems there. Do a 45-day launch with 2 5 cash call machines. I forget what it's called. I'm forgetting my own thing, but you know what I'm saying? 2 5 day to cash, whatever it is, cash machine, cha-ching. And then make sure you have webinars or something. I don't know what it is for your audience, and I can't spend the time right now to figure it out. Webinars between October 5th and November 20th before Thanksgiving.
Got it.
Webinars. It's something else though. It's not a webinar. It's something.
We have podcasts.
There you go.
Yeah, we have podcasts. We are doing like non-for-profit work around mental health and AI for another organization that is exposing us to people. But I think it's, to your point, bringing them together and connecting them in non-salesy ways.
Great. Let me just ask you, podcast, but get more leads into the podcast. So use this time to get more leads, and then make sure you have a good structure for emails. You know, use my 10 value-based emails to one irresistible offer with the podcast.
Yeah.
Feel it, you guys? This whole machine now is just going to go. I mean, you guys have come so far. I want to just check in, like, how do you feel about how far you've come over the last year with all of this stuff? Can you just give me a sense, both of you, before we say goodbye?
Oh my gosh. Even after just the fan trips, it's been what, 6 weeks? I feel completely different. I feel this level of certainty, and just learning from you has been such an amazing opportunity, Jake, that I just get to know that there is a system behind a madness, and I'm a systems person. So I'm loving this.
Good. And how do you feel, Simran?
I'm loving the momentum.
Tell me how you're feeling.
Excited.
Yeah.
I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling fulfilled, almost, in a way that, you know, we're on the right track. We're making progress every day, and I'm feeling powerful.
I just want to tell everybody else, I got chills. I just love you both. They're in Boston. They were in corporate jobs with golden handcuffs at the highest levels of biotech and accounting. They left their jobs. Their family is in India. They're in Boston, and they're fucking doing it. And that's why I got so much time for these two. Good for you guys.
Thank you.
Or you guys. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, got to keep going. I can't get distracted. Nicole. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, wow. People are putting them in faster than I can do it. That's great. Hi, Nicole Broadhurst.
Hello, hello, hello.
So just so everybody knows, Nicole Broadhurst is in Calgary. Edmonton. I always get it confused. Thank you very much.
Okay. Close by. Close enough.
Acupuncturist who helps people who are infertile or not conceiving to be able to conceive. And she's doing an amazing retreat with her partner, Janine, at Imiloa next year. I think May or something.
Yeah, May 2026, baby.
Amazing. How can I help?
Yes. So where we are at, we have our landing page. We just have to fix a few things with a copy before we fully do it. We were thinking of launching September, but now just kind of hearing these like 45-day things. And we started because we talked to Dr. Nicole and Crystal, and they loved using Entreport for like a CRM. So just got everything set up for their like imported all of our contacts into there. So we were just in the process of kind of going through our 10 email sequence. But now I'm kind of like a little bit confused because so our top of the funnel or our like lead magnet was going to be either our ebook we were going to do for free, or I made a like what's your couple's fertility archetype quiz. And then our now I don't know what our middle of the funnel should be because we
Okay, pause. Let's
Yeah.
get some organization around this thinking. So first of all,
Yeah.
great action. Second
Yeah.
of all, for everybody that's listening, who she's referencing, Dr. Crystal and Dr. Nicole and Crystal are two
Mhm.
people she met on Fam Trip. If you are sitting on the sidelines and not hosting your retreat right now, just book the thing with Liv, for heaven's sakes. Like, you're going to get so much.
Oh my gosh.
You're not even, I
It
mean,
was honestly, it was being in a room with like the amount of information that I got. Everybody was so forthcoming with information. Everybody's in the exact same boat, but or some are kind of already done what you're in the midst of trying to do or have success. Like it was like the
these
most
guys-
invaluable thing.
who you're referencing, they're doing $25,000 offers at their retreats and they're converting 70% of people. And now they're your new best friends, your new best business friends. I'm just telling you, if you people are on the fence about a retreat and you're watching this, just book the damn call. Okay. So you have the top of funnel. Which one is it? Choose one. Which one is it?
Well, now I don't know. I was thinking we were going to do the quiz, a freebie, and then the middle of the funnel would be our ebook. So like a small offering because it is educational. And then doing the book, but it's so cheap. So now I don't know
Look,
what
middle
to
of
do.
funnel. Look, top of funnel,
Mhm.
the email. Middle of funnel, live learning, establish the relationship with you, deepen the relationship. You've
Okay.
got to find a way to somehow teach in the middle of funnel. Can you do that with a book? Yeah, but it's passive. Like, let's get active. You and those saucy red glasses. Like, let's, like, people want to learn from you. I want to learn from you. I want to know how to get pregnant and I can't. With acupuncture, by the way, she's a Chinese medicine doctor, you guys. So talk to me about what you're thinking for the middle of funnel if it's not an ebook. What's a way to live learn with you? Are you willing to do?
Well, yeah, I was going to do a webinar actually, because I really do love, like I've been on a lot of podcasts I've done. So then I'm like, oh, should I don't know what to kind of do with those. Should we just start our own podcast or should I just do a webinar? Like,
what's your success rate
with
of people who were infertile and then they come to you and they got pregnant?
So just in clinic work, last year we calculated our percentage and it was 72%.
Okay. People who fucking A. So all the doctors, all of allopathic medicine had given up on these people and they could not conceive. Is that right?
Yeah, we're usually a last resort for people.
3 out of every 4 people that walked into your clinic last year got pregnant when they were told that they couldn't.
Yeah.
Podcast with those success stories, with for every 10 success stories or every 10 episodes, do one where they didn't get pregnant. So you establish trust. You got to tell on yourself when you weren't successful. You people trying to keep all your shit together with your pretty and perfect personalities. It doesn't work for people.
Okay.
It doesn't work for people. I'm not talking to you, Nicole. I'm talking to them. But I would, if do a 10-to-1 or a 5-to-1, do something you're comfortable with. If you're going to do 20 episodes, make sure there's 3 failures in there. Talk to the people who were successful. Figure out what you need to ask them with your friend ChatGPT to get them both to share their story, but also think about the objections that your right fit clients are going to have about spending this money on a retreat. Have a tag at the beginning and end of that podcast. And for heaven's sakes, run ads to the podcast if you can afford it, because you are going to literally blow out of Edmonton so fast.
Okay. So
I know
not a
lot. I know I get really excited, but let's ground it out. Does that feel practical for you?
I mean, I think when you were like kind of listing all the things like a podcast and then like doing like ads all year round, plus like 3 mini launches, plus like doing a weekly webinar. I'm like, oh fuck, like we also literally run our business. So I'm like, fuck.
Well, no, because you're not going to end up doing just one retreat a year. Look,
Yes.
I have Dr. Andrea Russell who promotes year round, but she's doing 150,000 plus from her retreats, 2 retreats a year, but she
Yeah.
runs the thing year round. You guys are starting. What Imiloa is a stand for is retreat hosts who are aspiring or retreat hosts who are successful getting into the next level of their reality, which includes running this thing as a business, not a mom and pop idea that they came up with in their basement. So
Right.
that's why we're suggesting that. With you, it's actually pretty simple, I think. If you have
Okay.
time for ads, consider an ad to podcast lead magnet.
Okay.
As a freebie, you can add in the ebook if you want.
Okay.
Nurture after they download, after they give you their email. Figure out a middle of funnel where when they're listening to these podcasts or reading your PDF that you bonus them, that they're like, how can I make this work for me? Get them into a weekly or monthly thing of office hours. Just do that year round and you'll be in great shape. Then you start to bring in the launches, the 45-day launches.
Okay.
Then you have to look at how can they go even deeper with you during launch time? What can you actually teach that you're not touching in the podcast and in the middle of funnel? Oh, this is so good. That you can then hit them with in that 45-day period. And you only do that once or twice. You only get once or twice at the bat.
Okay. A year. Right. Okay. Wait, so I thought that the ads were going to the podcast and that was a lead magnet.
The ads are going to a page that offers the podcast that's going to solve all their issues with getting pregnant. Then on that page, before they can get access to the podcast, they're going to put their name and email. They're going to click submit, and then you're going to email them link to episode 1 with an explanation. Next day, episode 2 with an explanation. Next day, episode 3 with an explanation. And you're going to hit them with however many podcasts, not necessarily day after day. People don't want daily emails from you. I'm just giving an example.
Yep.
And then in each of those podcasts, you're going to have a call to action to either join your middle of funnel office hours or book a call with you to learn how they can learn more about this and come on retreat. I would suggest add in a piece of group education in the middle of funnel office hours, let's say. So that way you are able to create community, but also not be doing one-on-one calls with wackadoodle people.
Right. Okay.
And
Okay.
then your bottom of funnel is super
Mhm.
simple. And that's really when your launches come into play, because now you've built people who know, like, and trust you from
Yeah.
the podcast, from the email, and from the, I'm calling it office hours.
Yeah.
Then when you launch and you do 3 webinars, which are all going to be the same topic, you're just going to give people different options.
Yeah.
You know? Then you're taking your warm list and then you're heating them up to be able to book a one-on-one call and come on your retreat. You're another one that's going to be successful.
Thank you.
Is that helpful?
Yeah. Yeah. So we have to now basically what we have to do is create a podcast and then also just do office hours.
Adapt it for you and your people, but I think podcasts with your success stories, 75, just remember 75% success rate with
Yeah.
getting pregnant.
Okay.
In a world where people are not able to get pregnant.
Right. Okay.
Just that, Nick.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, got it.
I'm here whenever you say. Bye. Okay, I'm going past the top of the hour. If you need to buzz out, that's okay. But I'm going to get these questions answered. Next up is Tracy Bowen-Bell. Tracy, you're back. We shared some tears and some fears last time. How you doing?
I'm doing well, and you're back at it again because you've been preaching today, and I'm just going to bare my naked soul. I'm my biggest block because I want to do this so much. And when you said the retreat is just the product, planning the retreat is a spiritual journey, taking you to where you want to be. Like, that's me. It's like I have had this amazing healing journey, becoming an amputee in 2023.
An
2020.
amputee what?
I'm a below the knee amputee.
Really?
Yes. That happened February of 2023, and I've been on this amazing healing journey since then. My first travel was to Boston.
How'd that happen, if I can ask?
I had, mental health, which is like the main portion of my platform. So I laugh when you said wackadoodle people. I'm like, yeah, are there any other kind? But anyway, just being real, told you I was being transparent and naked.
Wait a minute, mental health
But,
makes you into an amputee? I'm not following.
I lost my dad, which led me to another mental health break, and I had a healing wound that got infected.
Got it.
Infection moved rapidly. Amputation happened in February. Not
Got it.
what I wanted, but what was needed to save my life. Understood that. I
Yeah.
started traveling 3 months in. By May, I was on my first plane without a prosthetic in a wheelchair, flying by myself to go spend time with friends to woosah and try and figure out what the heck my life was at that moment.
I got it.
Fast forward to 2024, when I travel, it's mostly
Hang
for
on,
speaking.
Tracy. Let's fast forward to right now. How can I
Right
help?
now. So right now, here I am. I want to do this. I'm looking at what I have in my hand, which is nothing except a whole lot of gab, as you can see, in
I don't
terms of money. Let me back up. Finances. But I have a whole lot of ideas. I have a whole lot of training. I have a whole lot of experience and a whole lot of love. I have products. I have a book that's in process, so on and so forth. I have a teaching mechanism that could be the
Tracy,
retreat.
pause.
Yes.
You started out with we're all our own worst enemy or something like that. And we really are, because a big part of what affects us all, not just you, it's a universal experience, is we all get in our own way and we have a really fucking hard time focusing. It's not just you, honey. It's all of us. Okay. It's all of us. We're all in this shared experience with you. And this is why I'm going over time, just for you to be able to know that you're not alone in that. Here's what I want to ask you. I want to take you out of your story for a second. Okay. Will you humor me with that? Okay. You tell me what your spirit needs to hear from me right now. What do you need to hear most?
And I'm loved and that I can do this.
I have 33 people on the chat. I want everybody to tell them what they love most. Tell Tracy what they love most about her. I don't care what you're doing. Stop your work. Tracy, everybody in this chat right now is going to tell you what they love about you, whether they're just meeting you in this office hours or the previous office hours. And I want you to read that and take that in as your first step to doing what you know that you were born here to do. Got it? And then what we're going to do is, after everyone's written what they love about you, Shar is going to take screenshots of all the different notes. And then she's going to get your email address. So you're going to have to put your email address in the chat, and Shar is going to email you a screenshot of that. So you can know that it's possible for 33 stranger friends to love you. Because you don't need me to tell you. You need this community to tell you, because we do love you, because you are lovable. So I'm going to keep this chat open for as long as it takes. I'm going to talk to Drea in just a second. I'm going to keep this chat open. Nobody else chat about anything else right now, so that Shar can get clean screenshots when we're complete. Tracy's gone. Tracy's going in the chat already. Oh no, she's back. Okay. How do you feel right now, Trace?
Like I just let a big burden go.
Yeah. And we all got to bear witness to it, and we certainly are appreciative of what you've taught us today. And now we're going to send you a little love, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, so you stay on and you go read that chat. And I'm going to talk to Drea about something else, but I want you to read the chat and take it in, okay?
Okay.
All right, honey. We'll see you next time. Nobody else chat about anything else, please, so that Shar can get clean chats. Drea, you're going to take us home today, aren't you, Drea? That was affecting you as much as it was affecting me, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I'm going to hijack my own moment right now and say, Tracy, you fucking got this. I don't know if you curse or not, and I apologize if you don't, but you got this.
I'm a cussing preacher. It's okay.
It's okay. Okay. All right. He's still working on me. I
Jesus
still like
knows.
colorful language.
I want you to read every word, Tracy. Go back on mute. Okay, Drea. How you doing? How you feeling?
I am good. I want to give myself a welcome back. It's been so long since I've seen your face. I bumped into you in the blueprint mastermind thingy Sherry did. What is that, May?
Yeah, back in May.
Yeah, in the blueprint, doing the things. I have my first international retreat in November. I think it's your
Congratulations,
birthday as
where?
well. So it's the 30th through the 4th. I should know the dates. Through November 30th through the 4th. So you actually answered some of my questions. So now I just need to confirm with Ish, the direction you gave her kind of helped me out. So in that CEO roundtable office hours space.
Andrea, wait a minute. Definitely become an accountability partner with Ish. You guys have a lot in common, even though you're totally different. And you guys both are playing for the same game at the end of November.
Oh, that's so perfect. I love
Right?
that. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so definitely reach out to Ish. Okay, so go ahead with your question. Sorry about that.
All right. So I heard, of course, emails. I know the postings. That middle of funnel was something like boom. All right. Now I used to do a coffee meetup. It was live. That burnt me out real quick because it was weekly. And then I thought about shifting it online, but I didn't do anything with it. So I called it Been There, Done That. It was like this coffee chat. We come, I coach if needed, but it was just open conversation. If you have an issue, let's work through it. More times than not, I have gone through it. I have succeeded through it. I know easier ways to go about it, how to manage it, how to manage yourself, all the benefits, yada, yada, yada. Is that something similar that I could morph because it's already kind of created, known about as my middle of funnel, warm and fuzzy, come talk to me space?
How are you getting leads at the top of funnel?
Right now, I am on. You're gonna pop
Just
my
give me the
head.
answer. Don't give me the story. How are you getting leads?
Through my local retreats and
Okay.
events.
How many leads do you have right now?
About 300.
And how many new leads are you adding each month?
None.
That's what there is to fix. I'll answer your question about middle of funnel, but that's what there is to address.
Okay.
Easy part is having coffee with a bunch of people. The hard part is actually fixing the fact that you don't have new leads coming in. Now, you might say, well, Jake, but I think I can sell out this retreat in November with just the amount of leads I have. You're probably right.
I do not. I don't believe that. So
okay, well, a lot of people.
I'm nervous about that.
I would be too if I were you. Hey, listen, you people, if I didn't have new leads coming in, I have 4,000 leads every month coming in for 15 contracts. Now, you're not going to need that many because you don't have as high ticket price.
Right.
But I'm just here to tell you that each one of you deserve, not only need, I'm going to change the word need with deserve. You deserve to be having 1 to 500 new people coming in contact with your work each month. And now with ads and everything, LinkedIn, whatever, this can happen while you sleep.
So I'm not averse to the new people. I actually am on board, agree with you. My nervousness is feeling like I'm not prepared enough for the influx of new people. Like, oh, are my systems in place to
clarity through engagement, and you could probably use a nervous system collapse because it'll cause you to reach higher. You'll be like, oh shit, this doesn't work. You know what's really going to cause the nervous system to collapse? If you don't put this in place.
Yeah.
I'd rather put it in place, get it imperfect, keep coming back to office hours every week like Ish does, and then she tweaks and tweaks and tweaks and tweaks. Get it in place where you have a consistent number of leads. What's the retreat about in one sentence?
Shedding the bullshit and creating a life that you actually love.
Or who?
This was part I hate. I say high achieving women, but strong women.
Excuse me, you said this is the part that I hate. That's everything that you are.
No.
This is your whole.
No, my words, because when I'm still tweaking that verbiage, that strong, high achieving woman, it feels so cliche, and I want to find my own version of strong, high achieving woman. But yes, she is me. Well, was me before I learned how to do this.
Let me ask you a question. I just worked with someone on this yesterday. Who do they get to become as a result of the fact that your retreat existed in the world? Who do they get to become as a result of the fact that your retreat existed in the world?
Themselves.
Who do they get to step into? Themselves is not really like, that's great. And what do they get to step into? Because if you're not clear on that, then you've got to get clear on who they get to become. The retreat's about their becoming. Who do they get to become? Because then all your marketing stems from there. Just reverse engineers from there.
Now, does it need to be a succinct sentence, or can I just describe it?
Don't worry about sentences. I think a lot of these marketing tools and these people that sell marketing for a living, they get people real wound up with elevator pitches and succinct pitches.
Okay.
I think just tell me who you were 5 years ago and who you had to become in order to be who you are now. Who's that? Where were you? What was your life like 5 years ago? 10 years ago. Go back to when it was real bad.
Looking outside to define who I was.
You were looking for external validation.
External validation to define me.
What kinds of bullshit did that bring into your life?
Sitting in problems too long, staying in jobs too long, staying in relationships too long, not trusting my gut.
Tell me about, if you're comfortable, which you've got a retreat to sell out in November, so you better be damn comfortable. Tell me about the one relationship, the best shitty relationship story that you looking for external validation from him, I'm assuming. Him. Tell me the one story.
My last relationship, which was my son's father. He's 6. I have a daughter that's 17 now, so there's an 11-year gap. That means something. I was a one and done. We were in a relationship. I got pregnant. It wasn't always good. I kind of knew in month 4 of dating, like, you need to do some work. I kept pushing past that and said, well, I can see what's wrong with him, so I'll just stay patient, learn what I can learn, and just stay in the experience. Fast forward 6 years later, me and my daughter, who were in a home for 10 years, solid, no problems. We moved out. We built a home in 2020. We moved in 2021. In 2022, me and my daughter and my son moved out. I had to buy a new home.
What's in the tears? What's happening in the behind the tears? What is it?
I knew in year 1, but I wasted 5 more years to learn the lesson I already knew.
Okay. Your 5-day retreat, wherever it is going to save them 5 years. You see what I just did there? The more personal it is, the more universal it is. Stop talking about they get to become themselves. It's far beneath you after the conversation I just had with you.
And that's what I know, and that's why I get so stuck, because I don't...
Excuse me, let's not go back to stuck. You just described, you got all emotional, all verklempt because you stayed in 5 years too long, and you wonder who your right fit client is? It's people who are staying in 5 years too long, and they get to get 5 days to freedom. We are doing these retreats, Drea. Am I pronouncing your name right? Drea? Mm-hmm. We're doing these retreats for who we were 5 or 10 years ago. And don't give me, and you didn't, by the way, you're fucking brave because you didn't give me vague answers when I asked you to give me specific answers, because nobody wants vague, well, life was really tough. No, I was in a shitty relationship.
And a shitty job at the same time.
Shitty job, shitty relationship. You spent how many years at the shitty job?
The same 6 years.
There you go. 6 years, and you're going to give them what they're going to get from you in 6 days, what you had to go through over 6 years. You are shape-shifting the future with your retreats. You are and all of you people are. You are transforming your people's lives and allowing them to no longer suffer 5, 6, 7 years in shitty relationships and shitty jobs. This is Andrea's case. Right to that. Speak to the right fit client that is desperately needing that, and your retreat will sell out.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Always a pleasure. Welcome back.